Here again with another Lucifer Season 4 episode review video. Before I get into that though, pretty important, if you aren't caught up to the point where I am and rewatching or watching Lucifer, or you're just not entirely sure, then you definitely need to take the initiative and pay attention to the episode's title, which of course I'll mention as well as put in the description. If that happens to be the case, if you found that you're not caught up, it would be my recommendation that you don't watch this video any further to avoid any potential spoilers. And for all of you out there that are wondering, this is actually my first time watching the show Lucifer. So join me on the journey and let's discuss this show in the comment section along with the man, the myth, the legend, the Breaking Bad and Dexter fan and Lucifer fanatic himself, Crazy Coffee Man. With all that in mind, this will be Lucifer Season 4, Episode 5. The title of this episode is called Expire Erect. And this will be my review, reaction, recap after just finishing watching the episode. We start with Lucifer taking a sip from a martini. He's bleeding pretty bad. Eve and Ella are making out. Chloe is holding a sub sandwich saying, "This is the answer. This is the answer." 36 hours earlier. Lucifer starts his morning with a blunt, or maybe it was just a plain cigarette, and plays the piano. Eve thinks he could do something else with those fingers, and she has a me costume that came in the mail today. Lucifer says, "I can see." She wants to know if it makes Lucifer want to come over here and tempt her. It does, Lucifer says. Eve says it's so good to finally have a boyfriend that likes to have fun. And Lucifer's like, "Boyfriend?" Lucifer goes to speak to Linda Martin. They talk about Lucifer having sex with Eve, talking to her about Eve calling him her boyfriend. Dead body time. Ella and Chloe are on the scene. Ella likes the Sweet Wheels, a Mercedes. The victim is Derek Lee. Cause of death, the victim had a hose of some sort stuffed in his mouth and the victim drowned. Ella and Chloe talk about Lucifer, like what's going on with Chloe and Lucifer. Chloe talks to some witnesses. Dan arrives on the scene. Derek was a collector of vintage cars. Someone sent Derek an anonymous message that they are going to kill him, and Ella Lopez knows her cars. They need someone with a vintage car, and Chloe knows someone who can help. Ella says, "Oh yeah, I guess the time is right, Decker." Eve's going to take a shower. Here comes Big Ben again. Dong! Lucifer pulls his pants down just in time for Chloe to see as she comes off the elevator. "Oh, detective! What do I owe this ill-timed interruption?" Chloe wants to work together again since they have a good closure rate. "This was a bad idea. Sorry to bother you." And, "Detective, wait. I'll come with you. I think closing this case is just what the doctor ordered. A red Corvette will be in the auction. The person that bought the car tries to run off. Chloe goes after him. Lucifer actually throws a tire at him to get him to the ground. The suspect, Kev, says he hated Derek, but would never kill anyone, I swear. What does Kev desire? To tell the truth so he doesn't go to jail for murder is what he desires, as he thought they were he thought they came for him about the kit cars. He wanted to kill Derek's reputation is what he wanted to do. Eve calls Lucifer. He doesn't answer. Chloe pretends to be dumb on the girl from the jewelry auction. Amenadiel tells Eve that Lucifer killed Cain, her son Marcus Pierce, and Eve says she met Charlotte Richards when she was on her way out of heaven. Eve's having the time of her life down here, and why would she want to go back to that boring place? So they depict heaven as a very boring place, at least Eve does, and Earth life is a lot more entertaining. Lucifer tells everyone this will be his last case at the station. "He's not really going to leave us, isn't he?" Ella asks Chloe. "Wait, what? Are you serious?" Chloe's not worried. Eve doesn't know the real Lucifer like she does. Maze caught one of the most feared guys on the streets with her bounty hunter gig. Maze tells Dan to let her know the next time there's a means to an end. Lucifer and Chloe go to talk to a potential suspect, but when they get there, he's dead. The bald guy that was apparently part of Derek's crew or something like that they thought was going to be potentially a killer, and, well, he was already dead. And Ella says Marco Franklin is the killer, and he was just released from prison 2 days ago. Call it whatever you want, but I call it solved, Ella Lopez says. Ella has already sent Dan and some unis to go get Marco, and Ella's ready to party, so she's going to get changed. And Lucifer tells Chloe, great partnership. Party at the Lux, or party at Lux. Ella meets Eve. You're Ella? And then Eve hugs Ella. So this is what Ella does, and Eve did it, and that makes Ella, of course, like her more. You're even prettier in real life. Ella's got moves. Eve's doing Molly as she thought it was candy, so Molly is another term for ecstasy. Not that I know a lot about it. Amenadiel wants to know why Lucy didn't text him about Eve being back. Amenadiel's worried about Lucifer, not Eve. He doesn't want Eve to turn Lucifer into the devil that he once was. The detective has arrived at Lux. Marco hasn't been found yet, so they went after him, but they didn't find him at his place of residence. Ella's in love with Chloe's jacket. You've got to meet Eve. Chloe finds out that Eve was Lucifer's girlfriend from the beginning of time. Detective Decker. It was Detective Decker. It's Marco with the gun pointed at Chloe. You can't just walk into my club. Marco shoots Lucifer, and since Chloe is standing right next to him, it's a direct hit because he is vulnerable around the detective, and Lucifer falls down. Marco says that there's a bomb in Lux, and Marco wants Decker's gun and phone. Ella says she should be freaking out right now, but Eve's hair is so shiny. So with her being on the ecstasy, she's kind of, she doesn't really have any worries at the moment. And then Marco wants them to tell his ex-wife that he's sorry. Leona is Marco's ex, but they don't know what she changed her name to. So when he went away in prison, she just formed a new identity, and he doesn't know where she is or who she is or what now. And then Maze tells Dan that he needs to think like them, the bad guy. That's how she'll catch the perpetrator. Eve doesn't have any superpowers, Chloe asks her. She thought maybe she had some powers like Lucifer. And Eve actually says some nice things about Chloe that Lucifer has told her. And then Chloe asks Lucifer how to sober up Ella Lopez. Some cocaine should do the trick, as she's got to defuse a bomb. Maze goes to a place where she thinks they're making fake IDs. She suggests torture to have the woman she's talking to, give up information. And what she did is she fleshed out the bad guy as he tries to run out the back, but Dan gets him. He needs to tell us everything that he knows. Eve asks Chloe, why would Lucifer's devil face scare her? The cocaine is working as Miss Lopez is talking a mile a minute. Ella tells Lucifer that him and Chloe are the best team ever. Dan and Maze find Leona. Her name is now Amy. She doesn't want to talk to Marco now. Dan tells Amy that she needs to help to save people that he cares about. Dan's brought the wrong sandwich to Marco, and Marco's very pissed about that. And Chloe finds that odd in this scenario that he made that mistake. Ella Lopez is still going a mile a minute. Eve actually kisses Ella, which we saw at the beginning of the episode, because remember, we start in the current, and then we go back. And then to get her to shut up is what she did that for. As we catch up to the beginning of the episode is what I wrote. And then Lucifer says, oh, it's a comfort to know I'll expire erect. Cheers! This is the answer. Chloe says Dan is trying to breach them from the southwest portion of the building. And Dan tells Amy she's going to be fine. Now she wants to go in there, as that's how we saved them. So Leona / Amy has arrived to talk to Marco. She knows it's all her fault. She's made so many mistakes. She's so sorry and hugs Marco, and then she stabs Marco. Chloe wants Amy / Leona to give her the detonator and the gun. She's a cop, or I'm a cop, and yeah, you're a cop. I don't know what Marco told you, and points the gun at Chloe. Eve tells Ella she better hurry up, like stuff's going down. And it turns out that Leona / Amy was involved in the robbery that got Marco to prison, and she's actually the mastermind of everything. Chloe tells Leona / Amy, you don't need to do this. She says, Chloe, you're not going to talk me down. I'm not going to be talked down. I'm not an idiot. And then the SWAT team blows up the southwest corner, some sort of explosion that doesn't cause a lot of fire or anything like that. And then Chloe goes after the detonator, but Leona / Amy is able to get it and retrieve it. So what Chloe does is she actually jumps on Lucifer to shield him from any potential like debris or blast or anything like that. But nothing happens. Ella Lopez did it. SWAT tells Leona hands up. Ella says, what a rush. And Lucifer tells Chloe she landed on his bullet wound. You sacrifice yourself to save me. Lucifer seems to be fine now. Chloe wanted to make sure that he's okay. Lucifer tells Chloe that she understands how he feels. Lucifer still wants to be partners. Ella tells Dan, God doesn't exist. You smell amazing. Amenadiel asks Chloe, how are you? Chloe asks if Eve's okay. Is she a treat to the world? Chloe thinks Eve is actually what Lucifer needs. Amenadiel tells Chloe that her dad is so proud of her, and then she thinks about it like, oh yeah, right, thank you, because Amenadiel is an angel, not just somebody that's randomly saying stuff. And then Eve's happy that Lucifer is going back to work. Lucifer wants to be Eve's boyfriend now. Lucifer tells Eve he's only vulnerable when the detective's around. Oh, I totally forgot. My snake finally arrived. My snake outfit. You are going to love this, Lucifer tells Eve to end the episode. So, I love this episode of Lucifer. I thought it was entertaining. I don't know if it's my favorite episode, but it's definitely top 5 thus far. I think the season 3 finale was really good. And then the one with Coleman Domingo from season 1. That one, for some reason, still resonates. Otherwise, I don't really remember a lot about it, but I remember liking that one. So I'm going to give it a 10 out of 10, surprisingly enough. And my characters of the episode, I mean, where do I go with this one? Eve is awesome. I love Eve as a character. Ella Lopez was hilarious in this. Chloe was great. Leona / Amy was actually, that kind of threw me off when she turned. And then Lucifer, I think he was the standout for the males, even though Amenadiel and Dan the douche were okay, but they didn't do a lot. So yeah, I would say Eve and Lucifer, but Ella and Eve and Lucifer are my main 3, and then Chloe, and then Leona are on the other pedestal. So you've heard everything that I have to say. Now it's your turn. If you're a fan of Lucifer and you want to help me out with the YouTube algorithm, make sure that you Hulk smash the like button, share the video with a friend that likes Lucifer, put this video on any one of your social media platforms. Don't forget to discuss the episode in the comments section, along with the man, the myth, the legend, the Lucifer fanatic himself, Crazy Coffee Man. He has a lot of insight on Lucifer. He knows everything there is to know about Lucifer. Well, at least I think he does. And he'll definitely write an awesome, plot of this episode in full detail, usually 3 different long paragraphs. Well, actually more than a paragraph. But it's awesome work that he does. And make sure you like his comment. He puts a lot of work into it, so I expect you guys to at least smash the like button for his comment. And then last but certainly not least, don't forget to hit that sub button, subscribe to the channel, join the team. You're watching the video anyway. Show your damn support and be a part of something special. And JDev will return as soon as I find out what it is that you desire.